let's okay. So hi everybody, good to see everyone.
Hola.
Hey.
Yes.
Block by his big head.
Back for some more Odd Lot action here at Meeple's Mughouse. Good. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, just kind of a few of us are back to work at the college this week, which is good. Students are cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Work.
Operative word. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody have anything good to report? Cool things? Bad things? No?
No, not at the moment. Just glad to be here, man.
Cool.
Glad to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't think I have anything to say. Ether Fuck's still rocking and rolling. That's cool. Yes. Are we gonna do? How's the Thundercat one shot coming?
It's not ready yet.
No.
But eventually.
Okay. It's a work in progress.
Yes.
Cool. But let's do this.
Yeah.
Alright, the fest is on!
Yeah.
It's time for business.
Yes.
Yes.
So last time you had a showdown at the mansion of the Undead Sisterhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Roland got there before you and had a conversation with Countess Cassara, which was tense because she is, obviously a vampire. But and he was followed in closely by Gideon. The two were sent off to different wings of the mansion, and the next morning they were pitted against one another in their backyard arena of sorts, with Gavin being suspended in a little crow's nest jail above a pile of bones.
A great place to be.
Yes. Cassara said, "You both want him, you fight." And as the fight began, Roland just took off running towards the center and tripped. Whereas Gideon managed to just pelt him for a bunch of damage until a fateful roll. Where the one Hail Mary Charisma persuasive roll, the nat 20,
God.
twisted,
It was a miracle roll.
pierced the tough hide of Gideon and finally got him to at least consider enjoying with Roland. And then you guys showed up in the airship, and pretty soon all hell breaks loose. Cannons are firing off, people are jumping around, people who were in combat, everybody was everywhere. And it resulted in all the Undead Sisterhood fleeing the scene. Meryl, the giant werewolf who seemed to have stolen Gideon years earlier, was summarily fell into a giant earthquake, which was then closed on top of him after Tuzard managed to shrink a bunch of the dragon bones and shuffle them down into the earthquake chasm, so on and so forth. Third gear almost killed my archer.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
those
tasted
are
all
the
dusty.
mummy
Is
archer.
that
Yeah.
You taste like skeletons.
Yeah. Then after the combat resolved, you guys all boarded the good ship LeSabre and proceeded out into the air where Gideon was talking and with Roland, trying to figure out what the next plans were, and there was a ceremony of, I guess, purification.
A forced ceremony.
A forced ceremony, fair enough. And after that, the world looked a little bit more rosy to Gideon. And he turned out to be a happier camper who is now a good person. Though he was mass suggested, but that's okay. Tuzard has his tricks. And after that, you guys continued off west towards the whereabouts of the unicorn lair, with Gavin kind of cradled over near the side of the ship, hiding, seeming relatively safe but not very certain. And it is about midday now because you've been traveling a little while. The air is getting a little overcast. Off in the distance, you see little, spots floating in the sky on the horizon. They're quite a distance away, but it's tough to tell at this distance what they might be. But other than that, that's where we're picking up.
So who sees that? We all do?
Yeah.
Who's got a spyglass? Anybody? What about that little thing? That thing, the telescopic lens thing. This is one of the ship guys. Do they have a spyglass? A looking glass?
Okay. So you see one of the gnomes looking around, and you ask the question, like, oh yeah, yeah, hold on, let me go get one. Okay.
Right, thanks.
Oh, I think the airship music. Sorry, guys.
We have a spyglass. That's awesome.
No, well,
Oh, wouldn't
maybe not.
I mean, he's little, I'm big. I don't know if I'll get back.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the pieces of that, like the compass? There's a compass, a lens, and
Oh, the sextant.
sextant. Did we use those up?
What
did we
For the
I bet Ned has.
Chasmus
Ned
class.
Son of a
I wouldn't be
nutcracker.
surprised. I
Yeah,
don't have
like
her
so she would
inventory
have.
sheet on me,
They
but
definitely weren't on my character sheet.
Oh, I gotta watch out for my head. I'm gonna bring this in because my
Okay.
head's rugged.
Okay. So the gnome returns and she goes, here you go, hand you a spyglass. So
Right, so, what is it that I'm looking at? It's three things.
well, there's a bunch of them. There's like a sort of a scatter. Almost looks like asteroids without looking through the spyglass.
Alright, so what does it look like with
With it, you can tell that they are earth motes. They're floating pieces of land.
my dream?
Yeah.
Oh, the Chesapeake lands up. Well, I heard about these. I mean, one of my elders used to speak quite frequently about these. We thought he was a bit mad, but Sky Islands, pretty cool. Look, take a look.
Is this like the Cloud Giants stuff?
No, the cloud giants actually had their cities on clouds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a little
Completely different.
lower elevation. Yeah. Though it's not storm giants are not unheard of in this part of the world.
Which unicorn is first? Are we doing the
air?
The air one.
Yeah.
Okay, not the water one.
Yeah.
that's what the
Makes
direction that
sense.
we've headed off towards.
Makes sense.
Where are we over? What? Where?
You are still currently over the kingdom of Briga, heading to the west, a bit northwest. Actually, no, I'm sorry, southwest. But you're gonna, as soon as you cross over to the other kingdom of Vetus, you'll be pretty much close to where you need to be for this the unicorn. Yeah.
Well, I'm very interested in these Earth modes, but we have a bunch of passengers on this ship, and it may be time for them to disembark.
Before we get too far.
Oh, I mean, don't we need him to fly up it?
Hmm?
Like the whole crew? Don't we need him?
No, I'm not talking about the gnomes.
oh, right.
Rollin.
Yeah, I mean,
Gideon,
we can let him out.
maybe S. Maybe whatever Buick's calling herself these days.
Right.
Did
she-
you?
yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
did.
picked a name.
Yeah.
This was a
Vath.
Yeah.
Vath the half-orc. The burly rogue.
The half.
Nice. I had a memory, but I don't remember.
So how long have we been traveling?
You've been in the air a few hours. It's still midday, but the distance for towards those earth motes, which is going to be a couple more hours of travel. So you have a little bit of time.
We had a long night's rest, or we like just trucking on?
No, this is continuous from the battle.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have not rested yet. You have a short rest, but no long rest yet.
Okay.
The Gimble comes up and he goes, hey, Captain. Yeah, we gotta slow down.
What's the problem?
Well, because we drove in a little fast towards that mansion. They had a quick stop. We kind of overheated things, so we should probably just let it cool off just a little bit. Okay.
Sounds good. You have a spot in particular you want to go? Do you see
As
one?
long as we slow down, as long as that's cool with you. If not, we can put her on the ground, and that'll speed up the cooling process.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do? I mean,
Where-
you gotta
where
land
Are we
anyway.
above? Are there towns or anything nearby that we can see? Or
All around is just a bunch of forest lands, and then pretty soon there's going to be a big open area of grassland with plateaus of different sizes, and other relatively places to land that are feasible.
Let's just slow down then.
Is there anywhere to drop off our passengers?
Wherever you want to put them. I
I,
mean,
I have a really good plan, but Thurkier would never think of it.
oh no!
no.
That happens
After he said that the engines were overheated and stuff, Snow's gonna walk up to him and be like, would ice magic help at all?
You know, I don't know. I haven't tried it. You want to try it and see what happens?
Alright, I'll give it a go.
Okay, let's do it.
I mean,
Saw it in anime once.
Well, yeah. See, if you're
Well,
worried,
then
make an Arcana check.
yeah,
See
I
if
would
you're
like to make
worried.
a-
Worried.
I don't know if Arcana. I have physics
Yeah.
problems,
The legs.
but I don't know what Tuzar knows that. Oh, we'll say it's Arcana.
Physics
Physics
problem.
22.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty high up there too. Yeah, I'm over 20.
Over 20? Okay, so both of you realize that, yes, it's worth a shot.
That won't
Wait,
crack
should I be more
the engine,
specific?
getting something
9
really
plus
hot, really
14?
cold
Yeah.
real quick.
23? It's...
That's what you have parachute.
Okay.
You got two?
You have 22.
21.
Oh,
22
just
21.
Yeah.
23 more.
So,
Die.
okay, so based upon what you have talked about in passing with the gnome, how you see the ship operate, depending upon the type of cold spell, if it slows down movement or if it's creates ice or something, that might be a possibility, because of the elemental kind of trapped inside the gem in the core of the ship would respond to that.
But it's not gonna crack and break anything.
It's magic ice.
That's what I was.
It
That's what I was
obviously
hoping
just
for.
works.
Physics problems.
You're a sorcerer, right? Careful spell.
I can. No, I don't have that.
Just a quick question.
It sounds like a good idea.
But would it maybe be just something that we should perhaps do in an emergency rather than playing around? Because it could break a whole entire ship's engine in the middle of nowhere.
We could just slow down.
Well, I mean,
Just
just
a
saying. I
spark
mean, we
it.
could think about it later.
That's really good to know.
Right.
I mean, I could just use a gust and blow air on it.
That might increase the heat.
Okay.
I could do Ray of Frost with careful spell.
Well, we could just land it though. I mean,
We could
Again.
just go slower, or stop for a bit and then go more.
Thurkier wishes to stop.
you said there's a town kind of hamlet or something.
Oh, yeah,
before?
Yeah,
Gears
you see small settlements
Yeah.
kind of
What if we
dotting
just
the landscape.
throw some majestic heat down that way and be like, yo, we're the odd lot. Chill the ship.
Thurkier wants to hunt.
Thurkier can go hunt.
He can hunt.
He's been needing. I mean, we can't keep him
Yeah.
on.
We can't keep like
I can
gulf
carouse.
spotting
Yeah.
chickens at him.
Let's go.
We
let's-
could carouse.
Actually, I don't know.
Let me try to find the map.
Put the old ball and chain.
Well, you know,
Sounds like she would mold.
I don't know yet.
Well, I do one thing that I believe my friend Elvin Allgood would definitely carouse with me. Isn't that right?
I do enjoy carousing.
Damn right he does. He's a druid.
You know what? I deserve carousing.
Oh, you do.
I deserve some carousing.
We all deserve. I mean, did you see that battle? We nearly had to fight back.
Oh,
Pretty
no.
tense.
Yeah, that Draco let you almost have fun.
Wait, what have we ever done actually to play?
Well, have we fought?
We fought a giant, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yes,
zombie
we
troll.
did.
Was,
Several
there were,
giants.
yeah, there were
Was it-
multiple giants. I remember.
Mm-hmm. I was in the middle of three
Yeah,
of them.
back when you guys decided to fight things.
There was three of them when we were fist fighting. Remember it?
And there was obviously when we lost our dear friend.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
giant
They fought the
tree.
giant treehouse
That was bad.
That was
made out of acid moss. That was terrible.
I think that's maybe why we don't fight things as much anymore.
Well, we're trying to do a bit of a more passive path. Sometimes it gets crazy. Sometimes it don't.
Anyway,
So Tuzard, like out of character, you make the tiny hut to protect all the NPCs we're getting rid of. And then Gideon has teleport tomorrow after he's recharged. We just put him in a little box.
Don't you have to be in the hut?
I do.
Ah, why you ruin my plans?
Because your plan's
You
half-witted.
just did
I don't want to stay here overnight. You
That's
know what I
a-
mean? Like,
Important part of Tiny Hut.
no.
All casters
You're
gotta be
part
in
of the
it.
hut.
I'm part of the hut.
Oh, pretty sweet, dude. Oh, man.
Okay, so there.
Maybe one of them has it.
Jews are in the hut.
They're the-
Below you do see several smaller settlements, towns. Major cities are kind of not really around, but they're large enough in case you wish to drop in on a relatively small. Not like Ellery. Ellery is tiny.
Mhm.
No, most other places are going to be a bit larger than that around here.
Oh, yeah, we
No,
go
we
here.
are.
Let's make sure it's
Not like Newsham or Cliffnell, but
right. But a smaller piece.
if you wish to land.
Well,
Yeah,
I
good
think it
plan.
makes sense to help cool the engines.
Perhaps we should land. I don't know. I was just thinking if we landed outside of the town and let our passengers off, whoever's getting off, and then we move the ship to where we want to get off. Because there are some vampires that are probably pretty mad at us.
Mm.
And anybody we leave behind is going to be not going to benefit from the strength in numbers we have,
Mm.
unless they all stick together.
Yeah, we need to hide them
Do you
until
wanna-
they can teleport out.
Well, let's ask Gideon what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, Gideon,
Yes.
where do you guys want to get off? We're gonna stop for a bit, I think.
Oh, we are going to stop. Okay. Well, I guess any place is convenient for me because I can get around pretty well, and me and Roland seems to be okay. So,
Yeah, and you guys can like teleport all over the place and stuff, right?
well, I wouldn't say that. Don't put too much on.
Okay. But you're pretty. You guys are pretty
Selfish.
sufficient. Self-sufficient.
Yeah, no, I do think that that's. Yeah, we'll be okay. And I've had a brief conversation with those two over there, and he points to Vath and Esmeralda. And so after some talking, we realized that we all have something in common. We all have new directions, new headings, and we're all looking for something new together. Even my friend Roland here. He was, yep. And after Roland was talking, we realized that he needs to find some old relics that are pertaining to his story and his memory. So I think the four of us are gonna go be relic hunters together.
Mm.
Hunting, like, what kind of relics?
Well, the first one is the Stone of Oglod.
What's that do?
It's as
Those two Zard have that look in them.
yeah. As Roland was telling me, this is something that Vera
magic.
was connected
Oh,
to,
yeah, he
and
does.
it has the power to shift and mold entire mountains worth of earth.
Oh, hold on a second. I mean, is that a bit of a myth, or is it? I mean, you're telling him fancy tales. Look at his eyes. He's a bit.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're glowing bright at this point. The eyebrows are,
Are they getting like really old, like old wizard eyebrows? Are they getting longer? Like the more you think about it, like
should.
It's more like he stopped thinking about where to place them.
Yeah.
they're slowly rising because you're like,
Very nice.
"Ooh."
They kind of look like over on the side sometimes a Caesar's crown.
Well, what Roland says is just that it's a relic. It's mostly myth and conjecture, but there's enough of a rumor around it to draw the attention of Prince Verges. So we're just gonna try and see if we can find it.
So you guys are going to be your own adventuring company. That's really outstanding. You have 2 warriors,
It's funny that works.
a rogue, a Gideon. You know what you really need though? Is a bard.
Oh, that's okay. I got that. I'm the voice of the company. That's fine.
What the hell?
You really need a bard. Hey, Brad. Yeah, these guys are adventurers too,
Hold on.
but they don't already have a
to-
bard.
To be fair, Brad, we are not heroes.
More power to you, my bros. I fancy myself more a hero than a dungeon explorer though.
Yeah, yes,
I'll take this.
so I surmise.
All that dingus.
You are heroic, and yeah.
Getting something much more polite about how terrible Brad's poetry is.
Yeah.
Do you
I have not heard your poetry, have I?
Oh!
It's quite lovely. Turtles, sea turtles. That quite resonated with me quite a bit.
That a fact.
Oh, no, that's quite a fact. I mean, it's got it.
Before my whole thing with the Shadowfell, I grew up in a bayou, so I'm very fascinated with turtles and crocodiles and alligators and all kinds of stuff.
These are sea turtles in specific.
Oh,
The
those sea turtles.
crocodiles.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Am I the only one that misses Evil Gideon?
I definitely don't. I mean, he scared the living daylight right out of me. Hell, no kidding.
You said you're gonna hunt relics. Like,
Yes.
so like after this, you find this one.
Oh, I assume there's more. There's stuff buried in this place all over. I mean,
Yeah, just chill in a library for like a day and you'll totally see some cool stories about stuff that probably exists.
I would appreciate the deposited near a library, because that is part of
Probably exists. Sorry, man. You probably find a lot of cool stuff that probably exists. It is quite funny. Sorry.
It's all good. So what? I will be content to get back on the ground again whenever you so see fit.
Do you have enough money for travel?
I wouldn't know about that.
You sure?
Indeed. If worse comes to worse, I can just palm this thing. And he pulls out this dagger, and when he waves around in the air, you hear like this call, like a ghostly, ethereal thing of screams.
I knew it was gonna be screaming.
And it's a long, real sharp point, thin at the tip, gets wider towards the base, and the rest of it's black. And he puts it out, and he sees on the hilt is just intertwined with like these little faces that are always perpetually winding around the hilt, and they're always looks like they're screaming. And there's 5 of them. Yeah.
Arcana check?
Sure.
I immediately start detect magic.
Okay.
Ah.
I'm gonna assist you
We're
with
just gonna
that
go with that
because
response.
this thing's
Oh,
me.
you got assistance.
Roll again.
Okay,
yeah.
so roll again. Alright. Okay.
Better.
22.
Okay. This is you recognize this as an infernal dagger. This is the dagger of annihilation.
The Dagger of Annihilation?
The dagger of annihilation. Yes.
Okay,
Holy
like, so
crap.
there's like
Yeah.
I would recommend you don't pawn that to anybody.
Oh, I'm not planning on it, but yeah, we get the bid, you get the bonds.
What does it do as he's continuing to do?
Oh
the ritual
well,
detect magic?
the most impressive thing it does is just kill people. I mean, like
Nah,
immediately. Like if they are any kind of wounded and I get a strike, I can unleash 5 of these souls and poof, gone.
it's like it's in the name.
Indeed.
I'm feeling better about the whole forced thing.
There are some other minor properties depending upon how many souls I wish to use, but you know, I'm not in the habit of collecting souls anymore.
Tyrael's going to be wearing the concerned Uncle Phil face for the rest of this trip.
But anyway,
Sweet. Well, we'll just look for I mean, like, we're pretty up high, so we can just, like, look for a town that looks like it might have a library, or at least be on, like, a main road of some sort.
In a pub.
That would be sweet.
Right. Brad, do you drink? Or carouse?
Oh, yeah.
That's quite right. Because
Sweet.
you might be tied up and everything. As I told you, it's a bad idea to bring with us.
It might be his last time to hang out with his lady friend, though, bro, so be understanding.
I don't understand none of it.
Snow's gonna walk over to Gavin.
Mhm.
So,
Oh
your
yeah.
name's Gavin, right?
yeah.
Do you know a Marguerite and Bosky?
Who are you?
My name's Snow. I come from a little town called Pettigrew. Ring a bell?
He looks like he's visibly shell shocked still. His stringy hair is kind of still matted to his face. Even though his clothes are still well pressed and look good, I mean, you can see that he is gaunt. He is kind of pale, dark bagged under his eyes, kind of sickly. You see even like bruises, like just below the collar line, and other things. He's just kind of like, those are my parents.
We need to talk. Come with me, and I'm gonna take him like into a room. I'm gonna get a bucket of water and like try and get it so that I can fix him up some, clean him up.
Okay.
And converse with him about things.
Okay. So yeah, you go off and you find a quarters downstairs. Get a bucket of water. I mean, do you warm it up or just what do you do with it?
Yeah, nice and warm.
Good. Zarek pops his head and goes, "Everything okay, Master Snow?"
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did he
Gavin
arrive?
turned and goes, "Fuck!"
Oh, don't worry about him.
What is that?
Oh, he's a spectator, but he's harmless. I think.
Zarek just smiled and it's all teeth.
See, he's happy.
So yeah, you start to clean up Gavin and you get chit-chatting about stuff, asking him, what do you want to know particularly?
What are you doing here? What were you doing there, I should say?
Well, I wanted to know more about dragons, pursue my studies in a place that appreciated knowledge, where I could have time to study, maybe even eternal time. But I made some bad choices. Saw tremendous suffering. Like, I don't want to sleep anymore.
Well, before you left home, do you remember leaving some kobold eggs in the care of your parents?
I do.
I'm one of them.
You turned out okay, it seems.
I have you to thank for that. Well, them. Sort of you.
Okay.
I mean, you left me with them. How'd you like to go home?
Back to Prey. They go, okay. That'd be nice. See mom and dad.
Let's see. Is there a decent enough network of like carriages and stuff that somebody could get places without being robbed?
Yeah, there are pretty main thoroughfares. As long as he has enough money to get around, travel is pretty accessible.
Alright. Whenever we find a garage, I'll have to find out the prices and whatnot, but alright. So I'm gonna set you up with some money so that you can get home. Extra money for food and whatnot, so you can travel comfortably at least.
Okay.
And I want you to bring a letter with you.
Okay.
And I don't have the letter prepared right now, but
Okay.
later I'll write it up for you.
Okay. Sure. That's very generous of you.
Well, it's the least I could do. But while you were in there, did you learn anything interesting?
Define interesting. He kind of like has a small, like devious smile.
Ever hear the name Tiamat?
Yeah, who hasn't?
Well, did the subject come up especially there?
Oh, numerous times.
Well, we're trying to stop Tiamat as it would happen to be right now.
Oh. That might prove difficult.
How so?
Well, as far as I understand, there are forces out there that are trying to bring her back.
Dragons.
Yes.
Ancient ones.
Yes.
We know.
Okay.
We just dealt with the handiwork of one of them trying to break into the plane of fire.
Did you stop them?
Yep.
That's good.
For now, at least. Who knows? He never showed up in person, but
Okay. He will.
Oh no.
you seem awful sure of that.
Is it Zendarth?
Yep.
Yeah. He has some long range plans from what the sisters have found.
How long range?
Ancient dragon. Planned for a long time.
Did any of the names of any of the other dragons come up?
He looks like he starts to flinch a little bit. Almost like he's having like a Pavlovian reaction. And he kind of he twitches and he's like I can't talk about that right now.
It's alright.
No. Not at all.
It's alright.
Oh,
You've been through a lot, I can see.
Thanks. Anything else?
Not really, just maybe go over what life was like growing up with them.
Okay. So you start to
Reminisce.
reminisce, try to bring it back to the semblance of humanity. As he does, he starts to talk and engage. As you look at it, even at his wrists and his, he starts to undo his collar a little bit. You see, he's covered in bite marks. Yeah, so he was abused and the bruise all over him, and you can even see in his eyes like there's like a redness that even at the corners it just won't ever go away.
When you say bite marks, are we talking vampire fang bite marks, or
Correct.
Bite marks of tiny angry children.
That is even
That's
worse.
So I can't help but notice the bite marks. You haven't contracted any vampirism or anything like that, have you?
You ain't got like
Such a way
that
to
crazy
say it.
one.
Proximity vampirism.
Yeah.
Having the talk with Gavin.
Use protection, right? Against vampirism?
Did you use the garlic cloves?
No, I was. They kept me in a weakened state. I was their blood sack.
Ew.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get into details. It's gross.
That's appreciated.
But no, Snow. You and the crew here are safe from me.
Good.
Anything else?
Nah, Snow wouldn't want to push him too far.
Okay. What's next?
They went into the best parody montage of blood. But anyway, okay, so what towns have we found? Like, are we seeing
We're still
suitable
flying.
yet?
Yeah, you're still flying, and they're places. I mean,
So listen up. What I think is when we get down to the place, we need to just let the engines cool and then get back on a ship and go. So I mean, they're little hamlets. They're gonna have fancy trinkets probably. They're gonna have maybe ale. Maybe bandages.
I mean,
Perhaps we don't even have time to carouse.
I don't. It's not like the.
We've got
It's
time
not like,
for
it's
that.
not like a map has all the names on it. You know.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe a big crowd.
Spottville.
Can you?
So you can tell that the architecture has changed a bit. So you see a lot more stonework houses here, rather than a lot of the wooden places from Central Riga. Or it's closer to what the architecture would be of Cliffnall. It's more sturdy stuff. So older settlements, things that have been established.
So, and quickly, I'm sorry, really quick. How far are we from the Sky Islands?
As
From
you-
our current position.
Yeah, with another at your current pace, because you slowed down a little bit, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably 2 hours will be there.
All right, let's do it.
So yeah, like what I'd like to take us down like near a town with like an obvious thoroughfare through it, like something well traveled by like carriages or something.
Okay.
Matt,
Yeah.
I wanted to remind you, you told me something earlier about the building in the dark.
Oh yeah, he said his thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just give it one, slow things down. Okay. So as you bring the ship down, you land on the outskirts of a small fortified town. The walls are standard height, maybe 10 feet, 12 feet tall. Regular patrols. They're wooden walls, so you kind of they're not stone or anything. But and then so you see the guards are like looking, see this thing flying, just kind of coming down. The grass kind of billows out underneath you, and as the almost like a helicopter landing. Make a survival check.
Oh, yeah.
First roll of the night.
Landing.
Oh.
Well, second. Didn't you?
You
roll?
can do
Oh,
it!
second.
Oh, he's playing.
Yeah, you can do it.
This was from the blood.
You can do it. Oh God, I can do it.
Roll the d10.
Fancy free.
10, yes.
And there's half the fun. Come stay with me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay,
10.
so yeah. Apparently I can. So 18.
18.
Thank you for that 10.
Okay.
Thank you very
Much
much.
better than an 8.
So as the grasses billow out, you gently put the airship down. You hear the chunk. You land it safely and use a small rock of the ship, a small jostle, but everyone is landed. The engine powers down. And you guys have landed safely, so the day is yours.
Are we being watched?
Yup.
Yeah, who wouldn't watch an airship fall? Go ahead.
Might as well make the best of it. Hey, Brad,
Stop, dude.
you play that drum?
Yeah.
Want to jam?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
I want to make like a big, grand entrance like the Odd Lot is here.
Hold on.
Dude, you're just a wicked solo as we walk in.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We're out in the boonies, so bear with me on this one.
It's kind of
Christen
country
me
music,
Jim's
isn't it?
dad.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
there
it
we
probably
go. I like
sound
it.
like.
Okay.
I got a
You
tambourine.
probably got
I
a
wish.
bag full of
Oh
teeth
man,
or
why
something
didn't I
that
give
you
Brad a
should.
tambourine? Missed opportunity.
Or a cowbell.
Kazoo.
Yeah. Just slide with
Dan's got a bag
Oh.
of teeth. He's
All right, so we got a
Next
performance
game.
game.
Yeah.
Gideon,
Yes.
what are you guys gonna do with these relics when you find them?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gotten back to find them first. Then we'll make a decision then, I imagine.
Right.
I'd like to talk to Esmeralda upon hearing that.
Yeah. Want some help?
What?
Well, he kind of eyeballs you. Like, I'm not particularly fond of you. But
Just nodding like, yeah.
I'm really good with the magic stuff.
you do have a certain set of skills that are useful. Let me talk about it with the rest of the group. Okay.
Yeah, talk about it with the rest of the group.
I mean, like, we're not even here, man.
No, it's since Ned left, there's been well, not just since Ned. There's been a. I got into this for finding magic stuff, and the quota has been like low lately.
What are you talking about?
Do you know, like?
Look at this sword, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
No,
What is it?
So I got a 19 plus 8.
Okay.
I can't believe you're okay.
Oh, I'm still okay.
I can't believe you rolled that high.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I'm super happy I did
Put
too.
that thing away.
Look at it.
What if I
And
What if I
as
told
you hoist it aloft, there's a dark to the spreads around, and all the grass around you dies.
Oh my god!
You see what I'm saying? And I put it back and I'm like, and I try to like step on the grass and, to put it out.
Lay on hands the grass. Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm trying to put it out.
Well, I don't know that it's on fire. It's
Not
just
on
dying.
I know it's not on fire, but this just turned black and died. I think it's smoking.
Don't do that.
I got an appreciation
That was pretty bad.
for magic that I hadn't had before I met you guys. I mean, I've learned a lot. I mean, obviously there's things that weren't clear to me. These kinds of things.
Quick question: do you know what that just was? Because that's the
It's
first.
really bad. Like, that's one of those magic items that you put in a place and you don't touch.
Right on my side, where it can't go anywhere.
Giant Gray Man, may I?
Yes, you may.
Listen, I thought. I know you have an interest in magic. You're always going to have that interest. But recently, you've been making some very humane decisions. And I thought maybe your interests were changing a little bit about what you wanted out of life.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I definitely, I appreciate all of you, like, very, very much.
I love you.
I mean, you've become as much friends to, you just kind of like,
He just keeps going through. It's like,
I appreciate all of you. I consider you as much friends as Ned was. Almost, at least. I mean, I knew Ned for a long time. And then, you know, Ned had to go off and do her own thing, and I don't know. I feel like this is a good opportunity. I can keep track of Gideon, and you guys seem fine. I didn't do anything practically last time we were in battle. You know, you guys have it.
well, to be fair, neither did I.
See?
Yeah, I mean, but
Lot's all great. You're fine. And then, yeah, I think maybe it's time for me to go off and figure things out. And plus, I'm really worried about my brother, and I feel like if I can get enough magic power together, enough things going on, I might be able to find him eventually.
Maybe you'll even find something to help against the dragons.
Sure.
Well,
There-
oh, go ahead, Thirkir.
Thirkir will miss your usefulness to Thirkir. You know what you do for Thirkir.
You guys should watch him.
But Thirkir has a mighty need to eat something. I'm gonna go like hunt right now. Like, Thirkir's off.
you're gonna like bubble off.
I'm like,
As he's
you are very useful. Goodbye.
As he's leaving, I'm like, you guys should really watch him as he runs into the forest.
I've seen
Yeah.
it once. I'd rather not again.
Make sure that villagers aren't missing anybody.
So is this what you want?
I mean, if I'm honest, what I want is to be like Zook, and Zook, Zook's the greatest wizard that ever lived, as far as I know.
I wanted to help you with your brother. You helped me with Esmeralda. You've helped Snow. Tyrael. I mean, I feel like I owe you something. I wanted to be with you when you did this.
Listen. Do you know what I think's gonna happen? It says someday Ned's gonna come back and say, "Hey, I need you," and someday Tuzar's gonna be like, "Hey, remember that thing you wanted to help me out with? Well, I need you." I think what they need is us to just let them do it. Which is unfortunate because I was prepared to let you do that when you came out with that wild idea of just frolicking in some land with that woman. I'm glad you didn't. Glad you stuck around. But look, I mean, to think the other ones, I mean, they needed to do their thing.
I mean, you've got me there, I guess.
So
Although you weren't actually that cool with it, to be honest. and you've been cuddling up to Brad to get at me.
I just said a really nice poem. I mean, it was mine.
Sure, yeah, you're a big turtle, all right.
You're mine, but I mean, I'm sorry about it, but look, I'm back on him.
Anyway, yeah.
And I'm gonna start to unpin, and this is like my acceptance, my helm tabard that you helped me get from that thing.
Oh yeah, from the.
And I'm gonna take it off, and I'm gonna fold it up, and I'm gonna give it to you.
Wait, what?
Helm's banner that he helped me get that one time when I couldn't get it.
Oh, I can't take this. This is.
No, this is important to me because look, I can do my protecting, and Helm's already helped me in many ways, but maybe this little piece will help you on your way. Or at least it just reminds you that maybe someday you can come back and give it back to me if you want. But for right now, maybe you should just keep it with you.
Alright.
Yeah, anyway, see, that's the kind of acceptance I'm talking about. You gotta be deep with it.
Right.
Do you have anything you want to give us?
No, this is a thing that you'd have to ask Tuzar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is exactly the kind of thing you would have to ask.
I don't think like
In a lot of the ways, you're left holding the bag.
Oh, right. So we probably should talk somewhat about it. But
I
you do
mean-
it. I mean, you're good with it.
Tuzar, actually, before you take off, there was one thing I'd like to get back from you.
Oh, right.
We can just dump it on one of these boxes, but that bioluminescent
Yeah.
fungus stuff.
Yeah. We go over there and I'm you know.
Great.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Oh, from the
Whoa,
the
it's
cabin
glowing
later?
plants.
Yep.
Sweet.
The flammable stuff.
The
Yeah, that's right.
That's
You got
fine.
that on fire as well.
what I was trying to get at was
Touching it
I
was-
want the bag of holding.
maybe paralyzing.
Good luck
How
trying to
will you
get
hold stuff?
anything magical out of Tuzar's hand.
I remember having to make a Constitution check just when I touched
Oh, you
it.
did?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I only asked because it was sort of
Let
like
me know.
where we kept stuff for the group,
Hmm.
you know. And
Yeah, that'd be really good for you guys, wouldn't it?
You're not saying it wouldn't. I definitely think it would. But, you know, if you're generous enough, I mean, I'll give you that.
Jump in.
Oh well, technically I do have a bag of holding, guys.
You do?
What?
I've had one this
Yeah,
entire
he's filled
time.
with it's
The
filled with
difference
all this
is that,
stuff
that
from.
Tuzard has a bag of holding because it's Tuzard, and it's like, what can I put in this? And he's talking about it as much as he can.
You've
and-
got all
and
this
he's-
stuff from the.
He's got
like,
a bag of holding
the-
because it's, you know, it's a
It was the
useful magic
first
item.
thing I rolled from that percentile
Oh.
chart and got it like off the
I,
bat. That's right, baby.
I totally forgot about that.
It's filled with like beholder eyes and stalks and
Oh my
stuff.
God.
from,
And here I
like,
was going to
that-
trade this pearl that lets you get a spell back for Tuzar's bag. Sure glad I didn't have to do that.
Although speaking of cool stuff in the bag, I'm gonna pull out that used silver cage and give it to Tuzar.
Oh, you could. Oh, are you serious? You're gonna give him the soul cage?
We used it.
No,
there's
still have some
there's,
charges.
there's still a
wait.
couple charges left.
First off, I don't
Wait,
want to put
that
any
has
soul.
charges?
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
a soul trapped in there. And you can use up to 3 or 4 charges to draw essence out of the soul to answer questions, and what you guys did. So it has, I think, at least one more use.
Mhm.
So,
Actually, I do have
Yeah.
some stuff that isn't useful to me so much. And he puts out 2 healing potions, 1 greater healing potion. He's got a charm of restoration with 6 charges. I was going to use this on you guys if you need it. That's why the only reason I'm holding on to it.
Oh. I'm very touched.
That's sweet.
I do have something for you. I had the mechanical flower.
Oh.
I can maybe I can study this to learn more about like constructs.
Got that figure out there.
Yeah.
Nope,
I think I saw that.
He gets out his mechanical grasshopper and he looks them both together, puts them in the bag together. Thank you so much.
You can totally talk to us from unlimited miles away.
Oh.
That mind thing? Mind link?
Well, you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
be nearby to
But I
cast it.
have to
though.
cast it once per hour and we gotta be next to each other, so
Oh, wow. We're going to totally lose that.
Yeah, this will make it very different.
you guys would be fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's a different change, but I think this is okay.
I mean they still haven't said I can go.
It's not up to us. To
No,
say
the Gideon and Esmeralda.
Well, you know, if it does. If not, I mean, the Helm's Tavern it easily goes back on.
Indeed.
You can keep it rose.
Yeah, but yeah.
Can I wear the
I
it out.
cried. And Nolo just like,
Like, he tries to make it like it's like over one shoulder, and it's like this big cape.
yeah, like a toga, like a kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
like a
Nolo
wizard
balls. He goes in the corner. He's like, I did right, help! I did right.
You see a bunch of guards at the tower just looking at you like really like what's going on? You see this Goliath crying.
And then I look at them and I'm like,
Make an intimidation check.
it's gonna be fairly well. That'll be a 20. Dirty.
They're just like
Back
That's
to
right.
weeping.
Yeah, like after he puts the halberd on thing, he just realizes that like the scarf is really uncomfortable, and he pulls the scarf out.
What does your scarf do?
It's a +1 scarf.
+1 armor. Yeah.
Oh, what? Like AC?
Yeah.
Face melting armor class.
What's your
22 now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
For some reason I
Suddenly, every monster has +5 to their attack.
You better
stat.
watch
Yeah.
it,
I'm glad that I can get you to make that face even as
It's
I'm
very
departing.
sad.
I have a new target.
You've always had a Nolo as a target. Let's not play games, Mr. Power.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna never hit me though, because it's gonna be
Hey,
for
speaking
real.
of scarves, did you use the one I gave you?
Yeah, this featherfall one. It was nice.
Well, it's used up, right?
It probably is.
I still make it look good.
Part of your.
Thank you,
your
choose
look.
on.
Matching
Quite
scarves
frankly,
now.
that was very nice of you.
Were you the one who had that weird gem we found that turns things to gold?
Turns things to gold. No, I have the bloodstone fragment.
Found a gem that turns things.
I
to
have the
gold.
seed diamond,
When did we?
which
get
I'm definitely gonna keep and turn into stuff.
We found that at the same time we found the armor piece that shrinks things.
I have an armor piece that shrinks things.
So
Who
does
has
it-
It's not actual. It turns it into gold for like 5 minutes.
It's temporary.
It's enough to
Yeah.
temporary.
it's
It
a-
was
Get
20
out.
minutes.
It's still temporary. Yeah, it's not like.
It's more for
it's not,
scamming people.
It's not a
than it is
philosopher's
for-
stone.
Yeah.
You know.
Equivalent's changed.
So
eh?
Brad's gonna
I was trying to
turn the
remember
two
who
there.
had
Like,
it.
well, it was like
Did
sweet,
West have
like
it?
meeting you, bro. I don't really know you too well, and
West might
I
have it.
live a pretty minimalistic sort of lifestyle,
nobody
but
can touch
totally have the shell and go be a sea
Don't
turtle.
want that. Please, I don't need that. I don't.
No, I politely.
Yeah, as I'm trying to hand it to you, it just drops on the ground.
You're leaving us with Brad.
That's part of the reason.
That's part of the reason I'm leaving.
I think inspiration is overdue.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, this is crazy.
So I was gonna find like any little bit of like Sune's icon and just be like, I want you to have this.
Okay.
May not mean much to you, but
All right. He puts it on like in the spot where the so he's got helm and
class.
yeah.
Just a reminder to stay beautiful.
Okay.
God.
Yeah. If I ever try up my metal, I'll think of you. Hey, Alvin. You
Those are my friends.
yeah, take care of Mr. Bricks, okay?
You shall be missed. I wish you well on your journey, and I give Mr. Bricks out. And Mr. Bricks just wants to say goodbye. Come on.
We're like covering his eyes and so he'll get turned to stone.
Yeah. So Miss Bricks kind of goes. 6 out of done.
Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa! You guys have a talking lizard.
Well, I mean, only you should
Only
take Alvin
look at
will
it,
be able
Brad.
to.
Yeah, they're here.
Oh. So only Alvin heard that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because he can talk with small creatures, right? All right.
Dude, that's
You're
cute.
gonna be the greatest basilisk.
You heard.
Stepdad.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what I would do with a basilisk anyway.
Stoning.
I realize it's less of a magic item and more of a
Organic.
Responsibility.
thing. Yeah, responsibility. Yeah.
What do you have? 80 or 90?
This
Well,
magic is too squishy for Tuzard.
Andrew?
It's just AC.
Gorgon
God.
I'm gonna go over to
saving
Esmeralda.
Okay.
Just
She's
Yeah,
in the middle of
plus one.
conversing with.
Yeah, she was kind of leaning over the prow of the ship, looking at the town, kind of taking it all in.
So you're going?
Yes.
Can I ask why?
It is a I need a change, and you're not safe with me. Zindart is going to find me, and I don't want you to get hurt. This is my responsibility. I did something very wrong. No more need suffer except for these people.
Just been kind of through a lot. Well, all right. I guess maybe down the road again. That's
We shall see. Our fates are intertwined, as it seems.
watch out for dragons.
You too.
Just kind of walk away.
Okay. Anything else? Zara comes up and he's like, would anybody like a picnic basket
Just a basket?
for the road? Yes, just a basket.
Yes, I would like a piece of I mean, it was very considerate of you, Zeri, wasn't it?
I found some downstairs. He goes in and he picks one up if there's a picnic basket.
It's empty. You're so very nice. Can I get some sandwiches?
What kind of sandwich?
Reuben for me.
Is that a person?
No. I definitely don't want to eat a person sandwich. But it's a delicious one. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'll take 4 of them.
Okay.
Shoot up.
He kind of looks confused and there are 4 sandwiches, 4 different sandwiches.
Oh boy. Well, at least I'm not eating. Well, I'm definitely eating them all, Zeri. It's
Okay.
fair. I'm not eating.
Yeah. There's one that's just like it's got some bread and there's just a zucchini. It's just this bread.
A whole zucchini.
Yeah.
Dude, Jared,
It's
bro!
like a zucchini
Whip
salad.
us up some of those mock Goodberry muffins. Those are so sweet.
Oh, we did work on that. Yeah. It's okay. And poof. Okay, so there's a bunch of mock Goodberry muffins.
But you're staying with us, right?
Oh, I intend to. If that's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
can't lose my pizza on the same day I lose my girl and my friend.
You are all the friends I have, including Brad.
Zeric's not leaving Brad's
Fist bump to Berserk.
This little eye.
Oh.
And that's even more sad.
Okay, so as Gideon emerges from the back with Roland and Vath, and he comes up to you and goes, well, we all voted, and the vote worked out 3 in favor, 1 against. I'm sure you could figure that one out. But you are officially part of our relic hunting team. Name to be determined.
Okay.
Okay. So yes.
Can I offer a name? The Reformers?
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Bard.
Do you feel like they'd
Real
be
bar.
unfairly biased against as they roam through towns? Like, I mean, just the thought of being their reformers. Like, do you think negatively, like international, like internal affairs, could be a good thing, but then they turn into the rat squad. The reformers is like they walk in as like super bad.
I think you might be overthinking this.
Could be. You know what I'm thinking about is carousing a whole lot. Get my mind off thinking about things a lot. It's dangerous.
So as
Oh,
Oh,
off,
Tyrell, so
off
okay,
the table.
sorry.
I vote for G unit.
What's a G?
Oh, for crying out loud, Gideon.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
For the band of merry men.
God, yes, I know. I don't do it. Okay, so Gideon looks over at Esmeralda and he kind of nods, like to ask if she's ready to go. She nods, and they all get off the boat. And he looks around. And he goes, "Well, goodbye, one and all. Yeah, nice. We shall see each other again, perhaps in the future."
Listen to me, one last thing. You're super bad. Well, at least you were once. I'd really like it if you didn't go back that way. You're a good and honest man like what you are, so I mean, you're pretty nice.
What I think he means is, you remember when we traveled with you before and I talked to you about people and people having their own lives and wanting things and wanting to live?
Oh, indeed, yeah, they are not the undead.
But we don't use them, we don't kill them for our own needs. We respect other lives. I mean, obviously you can defend yourself, I'm not saying anything like that, but we don't use others for our own benefit.
It goes a bit like this. Live and let live, right?
Okay.
Die and just maybe think about it before you let them die. If you're already dead, of course. But live and let live.
That one's less good.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
But live and let live is where it's at.
This train of thought's a roller coaster.
There he goes.
Well, I do not know what the future holds for me. I did not expect to be here in this position currently. I thought my trajectory was something far, far different. To be quite honest, I expect to be riding a Shadow Dragon, taking out Relic, but it seems like fate has other options for me. So I'm gonna see where it goes.
Good luck.
You as well.
Take care, all of you.
They all kind of wave, including Tuesday.
I have to hug him, I know you hate this.
I know you hate this.
Skyler's kind of like bust up and he's like not in the right position to.
Okay. Alright, so they actually head back into they go into the city or the town, city-ish, to do whatever they do. So they go up to the gates and the guards are kind of peeking up again. They kind of wave, and the doors open. And inside you see that it's looks to be a quaint English-style city, where cobblestone roads, brick buildings, quaint gardens out the front, baskets of flowers, things like that. It looks to be a very homey kind of place. And they walk in, and people kind of looking out the windows. Gideon is still this imposing figure, but there's a half-orc. And two sergeants. There's this motley crew of adventurers walking in, and then the gates close. And let's take a break.
Ooh. Thanks for watching so far, everybody on the internet. It's awesome that you're here. We'll be back probably like 10-15 minutes.
I tried to do double thumbs up, and
You can do it, I believe.
yeah, we're good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Hey, everybody, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We are satiated, so to speak. Okay, so picking up where we left off, the gates have been closed to the town. You are still on your airship. What would you like to do?
How much gold would it cost for somebody to go from here to Snow's hometown of Pettigrew?
This is pretty common knowledge. So, from jeepers, it's easy a few hundred miles. It's going to cost, I think, depending upon your accommodations and how lavish or posh you want to try and get with this, anywhere from 30 gold, kind of easy fare, which includes horseback, some meals, security, things like that, to upwards of 100, 150 gold for other posher accommodations.
Would 60 be like next step up?
Yeah. So 60 gold will get him a bed.
Hey, beds.
All right.
I'll match you if you want to bump it up.
Oh, it's for Gavin to get back home.
No, right, but if you put in 60, I'll put in 60 so he gets like a nice ride home.
Ooh, accoutrements to the man.
Oh, that's
So
very
he was
thoughtful of you.
traumatized by vampires. That is kind of nice to.
Yeah.
let's maybe get him some. You know.
Maybe a couple days in the spa, he'll be okay.
Well, thanks.
Oh.
That's very nice of you.
Okay.
But now he's gonna get robbed. He's got 100 to
Ned, the new Buick stops him and
Just keep throwing gold at the problem. All right, maybe buy some more cards.
all right. So I'll take 60 off mine.
Yeah. Okay. Probably just for. Excuse me. Sorry. So you guys are still in the airship. I mean, are you guys heading into the city to make this deal? We don't have to roleplay it probably for expediency, but.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, are you guys heading in?
Yeah. Before leaving the airship, like right after speaking with Gavin and getting cleaned up and all that,
Okay.
he would have written the letter.
Yep.
Don't open this. This is for Marguerite.
Oh yeah, I understand. It's okay.
And let's see. I'll give him the money whenever we get in there.
So who's going? I know you two are going because you have money with Gavin. Anyone else going in?
We'll carouse later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we just as you approach the gate, the guards just look at you funny and they just kind of open the gates for you. Well, they'll just let you in after seeing everything that's
Little
transpired. Yeah. You go over to you look around. You find a building that has a carriage wheel on it. You go and you just go inside and you make the transaction with a gruff kind of overweight human guy who's got this kind of double chin kind of thing, but he's kind of if he's there. I just think okay, just have him wait out back. I'll pull the carriage around. The carriage comes out. It's long, black, looks like a hearse.
Wow.
Sorry.
Bring out your dad.
We're nearly dead.
Yeah. And so Gavin kind of eyeballs it. He gets, he's like I'm going in that thing?
Well, I'm sure it's not what it looks like.
Pay a lot of
But-
money for it.
Yeah.
So, myself and my friend Tyrael here has gotten together some gold to help you along the way.
That's very kind of you.
I think it comes to 120.
120 gold, yeah. And he opens it up and there's like a faint smell of incense that has just been extinguished. There is like a platter of cheese. There's a jug of wine. There is a long bed in there with looks like comfortable pillows and blankets that are actually clean. So
Hey, clean.
yeah, so it looks to be a private accommodation. So it'll be him and him alone for from here to Preda Prey.
Excellent.
Our fantasy taxi service. It's an Uber. Yes, Uber. Okay. Anything you wish to ask him or before he takes off?
See, nah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Okay.
Less pressing matter for now.
Fair enough. So the fat guy comes out again. He's like, okay, we're not leaving yet, so why don't you just hang on the back? So, okay. He goes in and he goes inside and waves to you and just sort of shuts the door. Okay. Anything else?
We just hightail it out of there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
Meet up with them at the probably the tavern.
Nope, we're not on the tavern to carouse.
Wait. Off the table, we have to pick up.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
That'll happen.
Oh, okay. Apparently everybody knows this besides me. All right.
Well, I
I'm
definitely
just
do not.
assuming.
I've been a bit out of it.
These things have a way of happening.
They kind of do. Okay. Anything else? Third comes back from hunting.
How
What were you
successful
looking
were
for?
you?
Yeah, make her
Oh,
a survival
like,
check.
as much meat as possible.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to catch things alive so that you can keep some more
I'd
stuff
probably
on
have
the
to
ship?
kill them. I would picture him actually killing like a deer and then just waiting until something bigger shows up to eat the
Oh
deer.
my god! Wow.
It's very
Wow.
Behave.
Make a survival check.
Well, I mean, he's saving time, yeah.
8 plus 5 is 13. But my backstory also says I can always find food for 6 people or more. You know,
Yeah,
and-
Yeah, you find big things.
Okay, so I mean, you easily forage and find small game to feed people. Let's just do this. Make a check just for the bigger thing. Let's say you found a deer, you killed it, you're waiting for something.
Oh, that's much better. 18 plus 5, so that's
Okay.
23.
So as you're out in the forest, kind of hiding between tall grasses, and you find a deer which you mercilessly just annihilate. It had no chance.
Take some legs off of it so it makes noises.
Okay.
I do not want to see that guy.
Okay. Okay, so that happens.
It's gotta call out like, it's hurt. Come get it.
So as you're waiting, you smell the coppery blood smell of freshly killed deer, and out of the woods there's kind of a stomping, and it is a small owlbear.
Okay.
Which you get the jump on because of that roll, and just coup de grace pretty quickly. So you have a small owlbear carcass.
All right.
Whoa.
I'll carry it back to the ship. I looked it up. I can carry 300 pounds.
Yeah,
It should be okay.
It's not full grown. It's definitely like a not a child, but kind of
Adolescent.
Adolescent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adolescent owlbear.
Had to make sure he made it worth his while. Could be a while before he gets another hunt.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else?
Do you take the deer too?
Oh my gosh, right?
Yes, of course he
Traveling
does.
size.
The
Just
deer
like a
wasn't even
snack.
tarnished. Yeah, that's like jerky.
Is it
meat.
like turducken now? Like
I'm gonna shove the baby deer inside the owlbear.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Why did you do that?
Yes, dude.
You'll make the ultimate meat within me.
Thurkir emerges
It's
from
a
the grass
Owlbear.
So gross.
with this owl dragging an owlbear like, is that hooves or sticking out of his mouth?
Yes, dude.
Well, I'll take a bite if it's cooked.
That would ruin it.
What? Oh God. It's gross.
Snow, you will keep Thurkir's food cold so it lasts longer.
Will I?
You can have some.
But he won't.
Okay, what's next?
Into the Sky Islands, I
Heading
say.
off?
I mean,
Sky Islands.
yep. Those things,
Skyboats.
skyboats.
Skylands.
You say tomato, I say tomato. I'm just
Skylands.
Okay.
Huh?
What were you saying there, Ralph?
Oh, no, nothing. I just know it's cool. It's like a song. It's fine. Something about islands in the sky.
Well, it's a little relevant, is it?
No, no.
It's pretty heavy in the snow. So.
So you see Gibble pop over the railing. He's like, "Hey, I think we're good to go. You still wouldn't push it too fast. We can't, because the elemental's a little taxed. But we should be regular cruising speed. That should be fine. We ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
No carousing.
No.
Okay.
Well, we thought about it. Maybe the next time.
Sorry.
Big
Then
time.
like 5 minutes, guys, and Brad like runs off the ship. I'd like to buy a barrel of ale, please.
Okay.
Oh, Brad, you're scoring points.
I told you it wasn't so bad. I mean, that's
Okay.
not terrible, man.
Okay. You run back in. The gates are kind of as soon as they just barely open. You're like sliding through.
Yeah.
You
It's
find-
gross.
Okay, you bust into this bar called the Red Rose, and it's a female barkeep behind the counter. Human woman, older lady, kind of gray ringlets falling down in front of her face, and she's like, "Huh?"
Hi there, beautiful. I need to procure a barrel of your most middle tier ale.
Most you okay?
Robustly.
You want a whole barrel?
Yes, please.
Can you carry that? You look kind of small.
I got it. It's cool.
Okay. that'll be. And she's looking over at the barrels behind her. I have Griffin juice and she's like really kind of having a tough time reading the second one. Beer.
Ah, yes, beer bread.
Beer brand.
Yeah.
Sweet. I think I've heard of that one.
Okay. you with a barrel of beer. 15 gold.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
Okay. I will
Can
roll
you get
that.
it for me? I can't carry.
Oh. Do I need to make a strength check? Is
Please
it like
do.
stored up high somewhere?
Yes, it is.
You can always drink it to
Ooh,
make
this
it way
job.
less.
Brad is so ready. That's a 19 plus 3.
Yeah, so you just sort of like pull it out, put it on your shoulder, and you kind of walk out with it.
A scuffle. The quickest walk I can, because I know I'm holding the ship
Okay.
up.
As you,
Wait, we're waiting on the bar, right? So we're just like, oh, you see what he's got? I'm gonna use that looking glass and be like,
What does it say on the barrel?
beer! Oh, I like that brand, buddy. Oh, I think he scored major points with us, huh?
I mean, nobody's all bad, right?
No, this guy's great.
Well, let's not lose our head.
Hurry up, buddy, we're not leaving without you.
Why don't you go help, you big...
No, look at him, he's fun. Can't do everything for him.
Right, we can go now. Sorry. Like, sorry for the hold up. I just, like, we had none, and, like, there was carousing talk, and I thought, why not party on the boat?
Brad, thank you. Where's yours?
He's just messing with
What?
Brett, the three of us, we definitely cannot get through this, but just the three of us. I don't know about that little kobold, he's a little crazy.
He drinks.
I know he is, but he's crazy when he's
Does he go crazy when he's
No.
Whoa, dude, but I kind of want to see him go crazy. That sounds kind of sweet.
What about third gear? Hey, third gear, do you drink things besides blood?
Not usually.
It's great.
That wasn't a hard no.
No, it's a hard no.
No, it's not.
It is.
Oh.
I
Maybe
once
he told
ate
us
something
much
that
more.
was very drunk.
What?
What's eating something that's oh Giraffes
It was
get drunk,
weird.
actually.
Do what?
The like wild animals, they'll eat rotten fruit and they'll get drunk
Make
and
a
they'll
strength check
wobbly.
for me.
It's
let's get this boat off.
Let's get the boat going.
Tyrion.
Okay, so yeah, we're
he's
we're
driving.
good.
You can't
22.
drink and drive.
You can't drink and drive.
Okay, 22. Excellent. So you hear the and the engines are firing up, and the sort of gravitational thrust pushes you off the ground, and you sort of propel slowly off into the air, and the town recedes before you in your sight, and you are airborne.
Wait, shit, do we have a tap?
Well, that's what you hear is the sound of the tap.
Thurkir could make you one out of this owl bear.
Owlbear beak tap.
Just hop on some bones and just kind of
rig it so like you pull an ear and the mouth opens and the beer comes out.
If you made that, I'd drink out of that.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
right?
Okay, so you sit down a craft.
Aren't you glad Tuzard isn't there?
Thurkir pulls his owlbear out into the main deck, and he just kind of like starts carving, just looking around, blood spilling slowly out onto the deck. All the gnomes are going like, "What is going on?"
Best not to ask him. Just let him do it.
Gimble's out there like prestidigitating. He's like, "Come on, come on."
Disgusting.
Okay, so as you start flying with the original heading, it is now a little bit past midday. So I put it close to 3 o'clock ish. The earth motes are coming more into focus, and there's a lot of them, and it's like an archipelago of earth motes. So there are small ones, there are large ones, there are some very, very large ones, and they're all kind of scattered all around, creating almost a physical barrier between Etus, the kingdom of Briga and Etus, the kingdom you're going to. So, however, as you're flying around, the wind is going whipping, and you see more wildlife, more fauna in this part of the world than normal. So there are birds flying next to you. even large birds, birds of prey, and there's more others. There's other things like you see off in the distance, maybe a griffin snatching an eagle out of the sky, things like that. And even above you, you notice that there are larger things flying. Whether they are wyverns or is that a rock? I mean, there's some big stuff around, and even beyond that, you notice there are clouds that seem to be almost stationary, high up in the sky, like way above, stuff like that. But it's just kind of this part of the world. It's things may be moving along as we progress. Then, in front, the very in the middle mid deck, pretty close to third tier, there is a sort of crackle of energy, and you see almost like there's an outline of a chest and from lightning, and it just forms and suddenly there's a chest there.
What was in the spear?
You haven't tapped it yet. That's the stuff that
Beer.
Zarek makes.
Oh, you don't drink
You gotta
beer,
tap
buddy.
it.
The chest is almost entirely black with silver and gold bands.
Brad was on deck, like greeting all the birds as we went by and
Yep.
stuff. So he's gonna, yeah, sweet bro, glad your day's good. And he's gonna see it and just be like, whoa, that's Brad. Anyone else
It's
reacting
about
to the chest appearing?
3 foot cube, so it's no. Is it 3 foot cube?
Yeah, a little bigger.
Yeah.
How's
So
it
they're-
open?
Their Kier would be startled like a startled cat, like like on ready.
Like if your tail could be bushy, it would.
So there's a moment of hush as you guys look at it, and suddenly the chest goes. You see this little white line emerge around the side of the chest, and there's a bit of smoke. Then it pops open, and you see.
Oh yeah, there's this shortest tabaxi you've ever seen. He's got just black fur, eyes that are too big for his head, big yellow eyes. He's got on this like purple cape with a little skull pendant on the front. And he's wearing pink flip flops.
As he surprises us out of the chest, can I just grab him?
One finish.
No, let me
He just levitates up into the air, changes color a couple times, and then goes like this, and little confetti comes out, and he goes, "I did it! I found you!"
Are you wearing pants?
Yeah.
He did not specify.
I did it!
You did. But who are you?
You're the odd lot. I got here.
Who sent you?
You are Ander.
Oh boy, look.
You are Ander. You're the bard that can turn an army just by looking at him and singing a song.
Oh wow, he's good.
Whoa, I didn't know you
Little.
were
You're
Yeah, no,
even
it's true.
prettier than I thought you would be. Than they
Oh,
said
wait
you
a minute.
were. You must be the giant Anolo.
I am not a giant.
You're
thank
actually
you.
shorter than they said.
I'm not a giant, I said. I'm a Goliath, but it's
You're
very
the
nice.
dragon.
Can you get this guy?
The ice dragon, Snow.
Oh,
The powerful sorcerer.
yes, I am.
Incredible. What? And then you're the demon, the fire demon, Tyrael. Oh my gosh, that's awesome! I can't believe I'm here. And then Thurkir, the Beast Man. Amazing.
Thurkir was careful not
Oh.
to be seen.
Wow.
No, you're not.
Where's the metal one?
Listen, it's
He
too
ditched us.
soon.
Cesar's gone.
It's too soon.
Aw. But I found you. I did it.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
He kind of reminds me of the thing that
He
Tuzar
just-
held under his hat.
Gets out his pipe and polishes off. He's got this big black pipe,
Okay, you're Soot.
and he's like soot. And there's little skulls that go off.
It makes
And
sense.
Why are you looking for us, Soot?
Oh, I've been following you for a long time.
That's not creepy.
And the smile just gets bigger and bigger, and kind of like goes up around his ears. And he just shakes it off and goes back to normal.
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Oh, and Alvin! Oh my gosh, you're the druid that's one with nature! You're incredible! It's so good to be here.
I'm a little confused. I mean, first, not giant, he's not dragon. He
Oh, yeah,
was a demon.
The chest disappears also.
He's got a lot of magic.
So, why are you seeking us?
Well, so first, I was looking for the rod of Casmus,
Oh,
and I was really close to finding it. But then the more I looked for it, the more I heard about you guys. I heard so many stories. I remember I met with Meehan and talked to him for a little bit, and he said that he saw you guys. And then I was out in the desert for a while, and I went to this temple, and then there was it was really hard to get there, but I got to Frostville, and then where was that place with all the plants? The Feywild? I've been all over the place looking for you guys. And then I came back here and I found Ned and I talked to her, and she's really cool. And then she gave me some of the stuff to let me get here. Some
That
of your
gave you
stuff.
stuff?
I'm going to
Yeah, you know, she had little clippings of hair from each of you and stuff.
I don't know.
wait, what?
Oh, hell no!
Wait a minute, I do have a
didn't
bear.
know?
That's quite cool.
Okay.
You know how she collected unicorn
and he-
hair?
He pulls out a letter.
I'll go, yeah, well,
I can read.
I can read. Just offensive.
Hi guys, it's Ned. This Nine Blade stuff is pretty neat. How's everyone? Buick? All right, the cat fella is Soot, who is real helpful and was really excited to deliver this to you guys. I think you should keep him around. He is weird, but also can do a lot of neat stuff. Plus, he's really friendly.
You just see like teeth, like sharp teeth, smiles just going from ear to ear. It's like,
Weird is
The
right.
friendliest.
Sniff it.
Very big smile.
Well, the letter smells like paper, but him. What's he smell like?
He smells like soot
It's
and pyrotechnics.
and good and evil.
Smells like a sparkler.
God, that's not indicative of something nice. Sulfur, rocket fuel.
so it's complicated.
So what is it you do? So obviously some magic.
I don't do. I found you. I don't know what I do now. I do.
Well, the bad news is the Rod of Chiasmus is long gone.
Yeah.
Long.
Yeah. I heard you guys busted it up.
Yeah, nobody really should have that power.
But I'm over the rod. Now I'm just interested in the odd one.
Okay, well, this isn't a tourist destination. This isn't a cruise ship. You're gonna help out if you're gonna be here.
Okay.
What is it you do? And please don't say you're a hero.
We don't dig that. I mean,
Definitely
all
not.
right.
No, I'm not a hero. No.
Oh, Brad can teach you how to be a hero if you'd like, little cat dude.
What do you need? I don't know.
We're gonna have to get
Oh! He goes like this, and he puffs out a big puff of smoke, and it turns into 6 ravens. And they land around the thing.
Do they like attack ravens? Do they like
Can I touch it?
gouge out the eyes of our enemies?
I wouldn't do that.
No, but they can help. Like they could sit on your shoulder, talk to you about stuff, and they can.
Dude, do any of them know any poetry?
I don't think so. Maybe you could teach them.
Sweet.
But they talk?
Yeah, ravens talk.
Neat. How long do they stay?
An hour. I can keep them around for an hour.
Yeah, well, what else
They
do
can help
do
you with
me?
stuff.
Logic.
Can they cook? We sort of don't have a cook.
Well, we got Zarek. Can we Zarek's fine?
There.
Yeah, but like, bro, he's got his own life to live.
Hey, it's his life. It's ours. His.
I know. Where are you guys trying to go?
Those earth motes there.
How far away are the earth motes?
In miles or in time?
In feet. Are they
Well, miles
Are
like
they
5,200 feet.
nearby
basically.
or are they like
Yeah.
far
like
away?
how long until they'll be 500 feet away? It's very specific.
About 1 hour.
Okay. Well, I can get you there really quick, but after we get closer.
But it'll be quicker.
That makes sense. I like it.
Alvin, do you have any questions for Soot? Alvin?
Not yet.
Okay.
You do know that by hanging around us, you're probably going to be near some pretty dangerous stuff, though, right?
You can protect yourself?
Look! And he changes into you, like a short version of you. And he's like, on a, because it doesn't make any noise, but he does. And he turns into Nolo, and poof, and he turns into Snow. That's the right size, like your spitting image. And turns into Thurkir and
Tiny
turns
little
into,
lizard man.
Turns into Alvin. Turns into Brad. Poof, pops back into.
It's like a little circus.
No. How does that help?
So wait, you didn't turn into me.
Have you ever caroused with the little person of you, dude?
I don't need that kind of competition.
It's called a side thing. Like make money with a thing like kid. Oh, you do.
And he
I just look nice.
He comes up to a barrel and he's just like, boop, and it just floats in the air.
Whoa, careful, no, that's our beer.
Yes, sir.
What's back on?
Okay, do you have like fireballs or lightning bolts? Or...
Do what you got. It
That
really
sounds
doesn't-
horrible.
We fight an awful lot.
Okay.
I mean, we fight an awful lot. Even Brad fights.
Yeah.
Not well, but Brad fights. We all fight.
I'm a hero.
Okay.
Do you fight?
No.
What you do?
All kinds of things.
Yeah, well, give me your favorite one.
Like,
What would you do if someone attacked you, bro? Like, how do you defend yourself?
Yeah, what's your favorite way?
okay, it's people don't like it when I do it.
We like all kinds of odd things.
People don't like it when I do it. I can't wait. What is this?
I know this is gonna be classic.
Oh my gosh.
You sure you want me to? You sure you want me?
If it's got to be on somebody, you can put it on me.
But we don't know what we're about to face. So if this guy's gonna be having any magic, we don't necessarily want to
Like,
waste.
it's gonna hurt the ship or us.
Oh, it won't hurt anybody.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
He just turns into this like horrible thing of tentacles and chaos and like it's the scariest thing you've ever seen. Everybody within 30 feet make a wisdom save.
+4 everybody.
What's the DC?
I hop into Anola's arms.
The DC is 16.
I rolled a net 20.
Oh, you are not afraid.
You're just standing there watching this.
+4, you said?
Wow.
9.
What?
I literally hop into your arms.
17.
With save?
29.
Yeah, Wiz.
Okay.
You have to drop whatever you're holding and you become frightened for the duration.
Oh, I'm immune to frightened.
Okay, great.
Is it charm?
Hmm?
Is it charm?
No, it is a spell. It's a
17.
spear.
Well, charms are spells, but it doesn't
It's
say.
it's not an enchantment, is it?
It's a concentration up to 1 minute, 1 action.
It is. It's an illusion.
Yeah, it's not a charm at all.
It's just real scary.
Yep.
Creepy nightmare fuel.
Maybe
levels
to these
of-
chumps. I
You,
look at him.
you must take the dash action and move away. If you were.
Can you go into my arms, Mr. Power?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
That's fair, as long as you make the dealer step back a few paces. yeah.
Oh, he's being, with such force. He's like, oh.
You're just such a big guy.
Oh my gosh.
And he's just.
Well, what'd you
I decided to use my favorite by the gods because I'm at the wheel, and I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Why are we suddenly going?
I got 21.
Okay, so most of you are unafraid. Brad?
Brad rolled 19 total.
Okay.
I know I failed.
The only one that failed.
I'm holding you like an infant.
Right, they run away.
Bro, is
Am I
he
not
okay, bro?
Am I not frightened now that you're not?
I'll
Yeah,
stop
it's gone,
concentrating
yeah.
on it. Yeah.
Okay.
You okay, Nolo? I just want to make sure I'm protecting you. I threw my body to protect
I look at him
Sylvanas
and
protected
how
us, that was
how
unplanned.
embarrassed you look.
Deception.
Yeah,
30.
well, hold on. But I know, like, I am immune to frightened.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look at you and be like, "You're right, big guy. I was totally scared. Here you go."
Hey, Alvin, what's your roll?
And a 17.
Oh, he,
Nice.
Yeah, you're the one who failed. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
He's thrown himself in front of danger for us before.
So are you a little version of that tentacly dude, or is it huge and like super imposing?
No, it was. I mean, there was this this feeling as you were looking at it that it was way bigger than it
Immense
was.
terror.
Like it was just the worst thing you've ever seen.
So it's like when I watched that Batman movie and the Scarecrow did that
Yeah,
dust in the
yeah,
face
yeah,
and it freaked him
yeah,
out. Yeah, I dig that. Cool. Cool, I can see that.
Okay.
It was like looking at your worst fears.
Nightmare fuel. Pretty much.
It was like
Yeah,
a
like-
bigger version of third gear.
Okay. So as you're approaching the earth moats, you see that the tops of them are covered with a lush vegetation. There are some of them are just grasslands. Some of them are forest. Some of them have a mixture of high grasses and like viney trees and stuff like that. It's kind of an interesting mix of stuff up there. However, you also see this kind of flock of things emerge from these earth moats and fly kind of all the way around the ship, kind of spread out and just kind of heading towards you. You also notice that there is a central earth moat that is much larger than the rest of them. And it's craggy. It's parts of earth are still falling down below, but yeah, there is a flock of something heading your way.
Would the Kremlin steers be useful? I mean, it's pretty much magical. I mean, like, what if we just kind of like show it?
What? No, I
I
don't
don't know. An army of Air Force things
I think
flying right at us.
Okay. So as you look through your spyglass, you see a like partial humanoid figure. Like the upper half is humanoid. Most of them are typically female, but the lower half is almost like this weird, like little tornado of a cyclone, and they have like red eyes and long flowing hair and claws.
Oh, I relay this.
Oh, you can't do that anymore.
No, he's
Well, he's
not
actually
saying-
tell us,
okay.
yeah.
You're just telling us. I was like, no, I'm on Link.
Yeah,
Brad can't be left out anymore.
Based on that description, can we do a knowledge nature check?
Sure, if you want.
You know,
I don't know.
is that like everything else we have to draw some
14.
not thinking that would
Yeah, I'm
work?
too busy
Knowledge
driving around.
nature?
So I'm gonna be like,
17.
Okay.
what is it?
And
Rabbits.
17. What else do I hear?
Oh,
14.
Alvin, did you roll for nature?
I will. 9.
9.
Okay, so Brad's the only person.
I stare up at the sky a lot. I mean, Brad. Brad stares up at the sky.
Okay.
It's good that
Um,
you distinguish that difference.
So you, through your travels and your stories and the circles you've traveled in,
Yeah.
you've heard these to be the Zodak, or more commonly known as the Sky Sirens. Yeah.
Sweet. Bros, those are sky sirens! Like, you watch out for them. They're like sirens, but in the sky.
So they have bad intent, is what you're saying.
Yeah, right? I mean, like, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
From what I heard. I've never, like, talked to one. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, right?
Should we come around and fire a volley? Wait, we were almost
Yeah.
we're almost out of cannonballs, right?
Look,
Probably could have bought some in that
we
town.
don't know if they're just maybe saying, "Hey, who are you?" you can land. If we just go and shooting things, they're gonna be like, you can't land. We're gonna shoot you back.
Are they beasts? Like
Um,
what kind of beasts? Like are they human?
They are
conscious. Like
technically they are monstrosities.
they are monstrosities.
Technically, because they are half humanoid, half something else.
Wouldn't that make a centaur a monstrosity?
Yeah.
That's not fair. They're such beautiful.
Not when they're covered in skulls.
So I mean, we've dealt with like lycanthropes before. Do we want to deal with these humanoids, or do we want to shoot them?
I guess he's got a point. We should double check their intent first.
I mean, if they leave us alone, we don't have a reason to attack them.
Are they close enough to smell? Yet?
Can we see them yet?
No,
Oh,
not
you
yet.
can
Only
see them,
So
yeah.
you can see them?
Yeah.
I turned into one.
Okay.
Whoa!
Why?
Can I roll
So you
to
see
see if I'm
this
smart
little-
enough to realize what's
This little
happening?
tabaxis have like this little tornado
That's
for legs and an upper half of a small man. He just like with red eyes and claws.
He's so cute. Oh, wait. I was not sure if Brad would like pick up on what was happening for a second, so I rolled a nat 20 though, so Brad is entertained.
Okay.
As opposed to
What?
attacking me.
As opposed to
Why
like
are
yeah,
you
just
doing that?
smacking you.
I don't know.
Well, can you talk to them?
I could try.
Okay. All right.
Go try it. I mean, if you can't, I mean, give us a signal of some kind if you get in trouble.
I mean, I
Go.
can't.
We go. The closest you get is the prow of the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah, yeah.
It's like-
I cast fly on me and you.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right.
I could have eaten them for it.
What's the fly speed?
60.
60? Okay, so if you want to keep pace with the ship, you have to slow the ship down. Because the ship is currently moving faster than you.
I'm just. I have fly on. I'm not flying out.
I put a. Oh, you're not flying? Up?
Are you flying out there to me though?
I'm just gonna have
You
to.
gonna
I
go out
can't.
there
I
and
can't
eat
get.
them?
I can't outpace the ship.
Yeah.
Not
So.
physically.
So if you want to slow the ship down, you can.
I mean, do we want to throttle back?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ease back to,
Emissary.
you know, maybe you want to, how many feet per se? You want 60, 50, 40, what do you want?
55.
55.
Just on the speed limit.
Okay, so 55 feet.
I say kid.
Like, how far away are they?
They are rapidly approaching.
I'd say freeze the ship.
Slow
We
the
let
ship
an
on.
emissary go out and talk to him
I'll
while
fly
we
with
stay and look
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
we're
think that's
peaceful.
a good idea. I bring some of my flock of ravens.
Cool.
Yeah, you think that that's a good idea?
I'm gonna
55,
bardically inspire Ander. Like, you got this, bro.
Don't do that again. But thanks.
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah. I'll take three ravens with us and leave the other 3 on the ship.
Okay. So as you guys you fly out and in front of it, there's a bunch of them, and they are all singing. I need you guys to make a Christmas saving throw.
Oh
Oh,
man.
no.
Brad warned you.
No.
No,
no.
just those
hold
two.
on.
Those two.
Ooh.
Oh,
Just those two for right now.
gotcha.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yep.
We're safe so far.
And the song is haunting. It's a mixture of like this humanoid thing, but with the sounds of quickly moving wind and water vapor. If that makes any sense.
Got 22.
22. Okay.
19.
Okay. You both are successful. So you hear the song, you appreciate it for what it is. It's just kind of this weird beauty to it.
Is there any words in it?
No
No,
words
okay.
at all. No words at all. What do you do?
I use thaumaturgy and I project my voice and
Okay.
I speak in deep speech. And I say, "Hey, how's it going? We want to be your friends."
Okay.
Ned told you they were friendly.
The whole sort of they hear your guttural deep speech, and
I'm like,
You also look like that,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
they're very confused because none of
Get that a
them
lot.
are speaking, and like that they're like, that's not a song that we sing. So they were perplexed and they don't respond. They just keep moving forward.
I just look at Andrew and I'm like,
I guess I'll just try to talk to them.
Okay.
What? Oh yeah, I'll sing.
oh, there you go.
Wait, it's gonna be hard. Flying. I got a shield on my arm. I don't know. I might be at a disadvantage here, so I'm gonna try to.
One of the ravens helps him out.
Oh yeah, there
Okay,
you go.
that's right.
So I
Steady
just
your
sort of-
shield.
I'm just trying to make a good impression. Just trying to. Hey, look how awesome we are. We should be friends.
Are you actually say using words or?
Yes.
Okay, what are you saying specifically?
Friends forever. Same with Bell.
Look how gorgeous I am. Don't hurt me. We mean you no harm. Our business is elsewhere. Just let us pass.
Okay. Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Common, yeah, that's another way to do it.
Oh my god.
15.
That's 5. 18.
Okay. You see a whole bunch of them just kind of stop, and most kind of just, but there's 3 or 4 of them who are pressing forward, but they've slowed down considerably, and they get close enough to where they can actually talk to you, and they all stop, and the one that takes the lead is this just wind-whipped female. Like her skin is just like slashed open with different kind of lacerations. And her skin is just a mixture of a blue and gray. Her eyes are just this deep sunken red. Her mouth is just full of just pointy teeth. And she says to you, she goes, "You are food. We don't normally talk to food."
Yeah. Well, maybe we're not so good to eat. We're better to look at.
You are still food.
We're too pretty to eat. Come on. Look how cute he is.
yeah, I'm just like trying to be the cutest little, whatever they are.
Monstrosity.
Monstrosity, yeah.
Yeah, cutest little monstrosity.
Yeah, I don't look like that still.
That's
I still look like them.
title tonight. Cutest little monstrosity.
You will feed Gamalt.
Gamalt? Who's Gamalt?
You see this person swirl up in the air and kind of have this grand expression of their arm. Gamalt is the sky swimmer, the devourer of everything in the air.
It's just you and him in the air.
So much. Like you look into my eyes and it's like pain and suffering and death and chaos. It's like the worst
Too far away.
Well, okay, tell you
things
what.
have happened to me.
You can have him. There you go.
Oh my god.
Serial.
Nolo, can I have the spyglass?
Yes, you may.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh wait, what?
I was just gonna ask, how far away are they?
Oh yeah, at this point.
At this point, they're going to be within 300 feet pretty soon.
We can see him pretty clearly.
We're
with
gonna
our
die.
eyes. Like lip reading.
I forgot that I don't have the mind link, so I'm in my
no,
head. I'm like, help!
Okay,
Oh
actually,
wait, but so yeah.
everyone else on board make a charisma saving throw.
And
Those.
then let Tyrael do the
Oh,
different
God.
things to do.
Well,
I'm gonna mug it.
Okay, yeah.
Charisma?
Saving throw, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
We
good.
get your bonus?
When it's filled in your saves, do you add your proficiency bonus?
no.
Wait, okay.
just making sure.
Whatever that
If
was.
you're
If they're,
proficient in it.
yes.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
it's
there's
full.
saving throws up there.
Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, like 28.
Minus 1. So 5 minus 1 plus 4 is terrible.
8.
8.
Even 8.
And that's after I rolled a 2
24.
then a 5.
Okay.
23.
Brad is unfazed.
30.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So,
Charisma's my biggest.
third here,
Mm-hmm.
you hear this song, and it's alluring.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks to you of nature and all great things, and you are officially charmed by this music.
Alright.
So you have to actually get as close as you possibly can without endangering yourself.
All right.
to these folks.
So I have to run up to the front.
Yes,
Okay.
but you cannot attack them because you regard them as you're charmed by them. Okay, everyone else.
Yep.
You have succeeded, and you hear the music, and you see how it's affecting third care. You clearly know that he has been charmed by this song. Okay. Other folks, what are you doing? Tyrio.
I want to look at them through the spyglass
Okay.
and see if I would know if they're in trouble just from looking at them.
Who?
Sutton
Oh.
Andrew.
Oh, I'll make an
You're
insight
looking to see
check.
if they're in trouble.
That's probably not going to help. Oh, I'm actually proficient in insight. Nice. Okay, so dirty 20.
All right. So Soot seems like he's having a very fine time at disguise or impersonating one of these sky sirens. Ander looks like he has really the color's washed out of him, and he looks like he's not having a fine time.
I mean, make one of the ravens on the deck go.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
That's all I need. I'm going to. Can I cast something?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go third level fireball with distance spell, so it goes 300 feet, and I'll add another point to careful spell these guys out.
You can only use one metamagic per spell.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay, so
We will miss them.
it takes 6 seconds for it to get there.
What do you mean?
No.
No.
Come on, let's not
What?
confront you with this.
Since
Come
when
on,
did that
guys.
happen?
Can we just
Try- Yeah, do you want to?
You can you can turn it on.
Can you do that scary thing and we're gonna run?
Just do it.
I can either do
Okay.
the scary thing or I can teleport us out of here.
Oh, teleport. That's a good one.
Okay, so let's call it simultaneously. You cast the fireball. You show his distance spell first,
Yep. So,
so it's gonna get there.
yeah.
But at the same time, they'll be teleporting out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Good.
guys. I should have thought that.
So as this small little sky siren and Ander appear back on the deck of the ship, there is this explosion out in the center.
Oh boy.
This fireball.
That's awful close.
explodes.
Sorry.
300 feet in front of you, and let me make a check. What's my saving throw? What's your DC?
They have to make a DC of 17.
Oh, that's not great. Okay, roll damage.
Okay, so there's at least one max in there. One.
And the radius is what, 20 feet?
Yeah, 20 foot.
20 foot radius. Okay.
20 foot radius.
Okay.
12. 24.
3 of my ravens
29.
are still out there and they're trying to fly back.
Or 31 damage.
Unless they get hit by this. Did they get hit by this?
Make a dex save.
For each of them or just one?
Just collective.
You can do it as a group or each of them.
Alright.
11 plus like 2 or 3 for
Yeah,
ability?
probably.
13. They didn't make it.
We didn't make it, yeah.
Yeah. Your ravens are just annihilated by this
They just
fireball in
vaporize.
the air. And several other sky sirens, they recoil and they get burned, but then like parts of their skin are charred, and one poor soul just got like the brunt of it, and you see all of his face is just covered in ash as part of his his face just sloughs off down below. But they're all still there, and some of the periphery weren't really affected, but the ones you probably got at least. The 4 main ones that came forward, and maybe a couple more behind them, but there's 3 or 4 more behind, so there's about 10 total. Okay.
If we have time, can I drop a spell on them too?
Sure.
Or should we go
You
to
have 300 range.
I do. 300 range, 20 foot radius, and 40 foot high.
Okay.
Ice Storm. They gotta make a 15 dex save.
Nope.
Okay.
You guys have been fated to die.
You and you. Let's see. And then 46. And you. Alright. So, let's see, that's 6 bludgeoning and 15 cold.
Okay, so 21 damage total. 6 plus 15, yeah, 21. Okay, yeah. So you see like this storm emerge around 300 feet in front of you, and just pelt these poor flying things with ice. Poor, what am I saying? And they're even so, it gets so cold. You see parts of their lower torso, that little cyclone, kind of freeze, and icicles kind of swirl around their legs. But they are really beat up. They look like they're going to drop pretty soon. At least the main group of them. So the one that had its arms out, was talking in boastful manners, kind of looks at you, and you see he's missing an eye because a shard just pounded him. And he just chuck tailed and he starts to run back towards the earth motes. And the rest of the group starts to
Eat
fire.
this!
Okay. You want to do it? Are you doing something?
I'm gonna start playing counter charm because I see Thurkir is like freaking out. so when he gets his next save against the charm, he'll have advantage.
Cool. Do it now. Let's do it.
Do it. David.
Oh, is it right now?
Yeah.
Advantage.
That's a little better. 16 minus 1 is 15.
Oh, it was close, but no cigar.
Oh.
Yeah, minus
Wait,
16.
did you
Oh, is
give
it
him a
plus
plus?
4? If it's plus 4, then it'd be a 19.
Okay, then yeah, you realize that you're at the probably like, how did I get here? You're like, I was distracted by owlbear, kind of thing. So as the sky sirens retreat to like the certain caverns underneath the earth motes, they're kind of flying in these little tunnels that you didn't see before. The center one kind of visibly rumbles, and emerging from it, you see this long. Well, the first thing is this massive gargantuan head emerge.
Oh no!
It's all teeth and rows of teeth as it opens its giant maw. This tongue flicks around, tasting the air, and it's this long, serpentine-like body with wings along the edge of it. There's this giant frill at the head and these giant, oversized eyes. It's almost like one of those giant, like I guess those Chinese dragons that would have. Float around,
Okay.
but much more green and terrifying and alive.
Oh no! How big is this thing? Like from jaw to jaw size?
The jaw is probably 20 feet wide.
Okay.
The thing is classified as a gargantuan creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like eat the shit kind of.
This is eat the shit big.
Hey, Gimbal.
Yeah,
How
your boss.
How hard was that? Don't go too fast in the ship thing.
Is it soft or?
Why?
You need to go really fast.
Like now.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay. He looks around. We could try. I don't know what's gonna happen. We shouldn't be doing it. We could try. Yeah.
What we were talking about earlier with the spell thing and trying to help the elemental. I could try and do that, but somebody needs to grab the wheel.
Well, I was gonna say I could go down and try cooling.
I can do careful spell.
I'll take the wheel.
What do you need
What do you
for
use for that?
survival?
Survival.
What do you got in survival?
I have 5.
If that's +3, Brad could try driving.
I have enough.
I have a 3, so I'm
They're
Brad
good.
has
the best.
sailed water ships before, occasionally.
Thurkir has
With his
+5.
dad.
Wow, that's a sight.
Mostly it's about
Blizzard
surviving
take the
in
wheel.
nature, but
Yeah.
how hard could driving a ship be?
So help Thurkir drive.
Let's let the new guy
Why would
drive.
you
No.
What?
I don't think you should let Sid drive. He will totally do it.
Let's let Brad drive. Yeah. I mean, you said you
Yeah,
flown
Brad.
or
Yeah.
sailed ships.
With my dad, yeah.
I put one of the ravens on Brad's shoulder.
Okay.
What's your name, little dude? Brad. I'm Brad. I'm Brad.
Oh no!
Okay.
I am steering the ship now.
Okay. So you need to make your first survival check.
You
Brad,
can do it with advantage. The bird's gonna help you.
I know you can do it.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, the bird's gonna help you. You haven't finished. Bird's helping.
Okay. Well, the bird did not help, but Brad naturally rolled the 17, so it's pretty okay. I think I'll hold on to this.
That'll
And
work.
with survival, it's a dirty 20.
Okay, that'll work. Cool.
You're not crashing.
Okay, so you're going down. You guys switch places, and Brad's at the wheel. He's like, oh yeah, and you feel like the breeze
Wind
blowing through
majestically
your hair.
through his like beach blonde hair.
Yeah, totally. You run down to the engine room, and you see Gimbal and the other gnomes just kind of like looking at you like, we're really gonna do this kind of thing. What do you do?
All right, boys. We either do this right or we get eaten by a dragon. So let's try and figure this out, please.
Dragon? We're not in Dragon Country. Where are we?
Not Dragon Country.
Country full of dragons.
Oh no.
Okay.
There hasn't been a dragon in these parts for 1,000 years. No.
That was got him out to eat
Okay.
the entire
Lord of
ship.
the Rings? Ah.
So, you're like, oh, okay, if you insist, okay. So they line up around the engine room and insert their wands, and you hear this and this kind of kick and this thrust. What do you do?
Gimbal, tell me when to cast Ray of Frost on it.
He's like, do it now!
And so, yep, and I've spent a sorcery point to careful
Okay.
spell it.
So as you're very careful to just in case just this immediate circumference of around where the elemental is, and you see your ice just latch around it. It's really odd, so it melts pretty quickly, but it does help some. Okay. And so everyone on the upper decks just kind of feel this lurch as the thing kicks into higher gear. So this sky swimmer thing, as it's described, visibly looks like it's swimming through the air like a snake in water. Large
Chinese
loping,
dragon.
yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, large loping movements, and you hear this tremendous roar from it. This is something that you guys have never encountered. I mean, it's enormous, and just the fact that it is there, the sound of it shakes you to your cores. Make wisdom saving throws for me.
Is this for frightened?
Nice.
That's okay.
I'm liking this die today. This little green
It's
one.
all 4.
I got an
Friend.
11.
Plus 4.
Yeah, 11 total.
Plus
Wait,
4.
no,
Over 20.
17.
12.
Okay.
Oh, 16.
18.
Dirty 20.
11.
18.
18 for Alvin.
Okay. And Brad, you had a what?
22 or
22.
23.
Are you kidding? The only person that fails is third gear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, poor
Third
third
gear has
gear.
no wisdom or charisma or
Okay.
anything, which is all the saves today.
Oh no. So it sounds like a mixture of a roar and lightning crackles and other kind of terrible sky elements. So it's third gear, being mostly acquainted with land and affinity for that kind of stuff, is kind of afraid of the larger sky stuff. So you're gonna have to duck around fine. Can't really engage right away until next turn.
He's like a dog wearing a thunderstorm.
Okay. Right. You have a thunder jacket. Right on. So, as you guys are guiding the airship through these earth motes, they start to move
Oh.
and tremble and shudder, and you realize that probably a mile beyond you there is this entity that's wrapped around a large earth mote, and it's creating almost like a cyclone effect. I need you to make a survival check.
Brad is going to keep the ship going good.
You have advantage with the.
Brad's got a raven named Ra. That is 18, 19, 21. 21.
Okay, so as the earth motes start to move in this cyclone thing, it's starting to feel like an asteroid feel, and you are guiding the airship, dodging little motes of earth as they're flying past you, and this gargantuan thing is coming up from below, and you're like, but that's when the engines kick in,
Oh,
and it kind of snaps up and chomps one of the earth motes and just devours it. Eats it whole, comes up, come around, back on top, make a survival check.
is it going faster than the ship is
No.
currently? No? Okay.
Birds can't. Bird's gonna help.
Bird's gonna help. Bird's helping.
Is it within 100 feet of us?
Yes.
150 feet.
Yes, it is.
I would like to cast something else.
Okay.
Sleet Storm. I'm going to
Do we
burn.
get +4 on this check, or is that for a different thing?
That's
just saving throws.
Just
Okay.
those, yeah.
Well, in that case,
I'm gonna do.
But what check are you making?
I might mug it. I'm gonna mug it. Mug it. Mug it.
You got the.
I know, but even with that, it wasn't gonna look too good.
Alright, I have no idea. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but we'll find out.
All
3
right.
sorcery points to heighten Sleet Storm. It has to make a Dexterity 15 save at disadvantage, or fall prone.
Which kind of means it just kind of stops. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, the area is heavily obscured. Fires doused. Blah blah blah. Difficult terrain. On a failed save, it falls prone.
There it is. Okay, what's the save?
15 Dexterity at disadvantage.
Purple die. Don't let me down.
You better let him down.
If this works, does my roll matter still?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna need one of those.
He
'cause
fails.
I don't think a 13 is gonna cut it.
Slowed it down.
Okay,
Okay.
hopefully. Come on. There we go.
I actually just fed it a big slushy.
Yeah, so
Slushy.
from behind, or actually just above you, there's this giant slushy of a snowstorm which encases this gigantic leviathan-like creature. You see its teeth gnash through ice and snow, parts of its ribbed body freezing and slowing down, moving more of an unguent kind of way through the sky now. What was your check?
That was a 19. After rolling a 1 and a couple other really terrible things,
Oh,
I made it to 19.
I'm glad you re-rolled. The one would
Yeah,
have
that
been
mug.
devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more
Let's
airship.
not think
That
about
would,
that.
that would have been an earthquake crushing right through the hull. But okay, so given the massive amount of rerolls, you could just barely avoid this cycloning earth mode, and it kind of scratches the underside of the airship, and but you manage to dip back down and dive down through it, and you guide through these asteroid kind of field. You're dodging left and right, up and down, nimbly avoiding all kinds of debris. The Sky Swimmer slows down and then realizes that it's not worth going through this, and kind of peels off and goes back towards its home as you right the ship underneath, and you've sort of made it through.
I've never had to do this before!
Right? You've done 2 things I like today.
What was the what was the other one?
Flying the ship.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, bro.
But continuing it on, you see that the entity that's wrapped around this other large earth mote, it looks to be a living storm.
Ooh.
It is serpentine. Blue ripples of lightning cascade all the way up around his body. These little feathery wings light up in the sky. Then at its mouth, you see like this large, elongated jaw with fangs that are just electrical teeth. And the rest of it is just wind and sound, and you cannot even hear yourselves talk.
Oh, well. That's loud. That means no conversation because we don't have any brain things.
Make perception checks.
Nat 20.
Nice. Nope. They're that is.
Brad is too busy staring. That was a 2.
Me too.
Unless, is the bird helping me
Yeah.
still? I don't know how that would work with a perception check. I don't think it would, but
12.
Okay. Only,
15.
14.
only person that sees it is Anolo with a 20.
Oh, nice.
So Anolo, as you're looking out, your eyes clearly, with the eagle vision, almost see at the center of this, on the earth mote, there is a shrine, and on top of the shrine there is a pregnant unicorn
Oh, a pregnant unicorn.
with her blue and white mane flowing behind her. Her tufts of hair around her hooves look like pillows of clouds.
Oh, beautiful.
And the rest of her is almost like a cerulean color, like a light blue almost sky. But her horn is a shock of lightning.
We can't hear each other talk.
And she looks like she's frozen and encased in this storm.
I
You pointed
speak
at
in
me.
the minds of the people close to me. I'm somewhere near like you guys. I'm
On
like,
the deck somewhere.
I'm like, I can't hear anything.
Wait. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, wait, can I? Hold on.
How many people can you send to at once? You can only send to one person at a time, right?
I can communicate telepathically with any creature I see within 30 feet of me.
So he can communicate with you, but
You can't
it's like a phone
necessarily
call.
get back.
It says
It's not-
communicate. It doesn't. Well,
the
does that
communicate
communicates
does
two ways.
reciprocate. Right, like 2 ways.
I think that makes. Does it
I would say it works 2 ways.
communicate?
I mean, that's
It's not.
the way
It's
the-
not send a message to, but communicate.
Oh, awakened mind, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't hear
That's
anything.
always
Can you?
how I've interpreted that.
Oh, I can hear it. Listen, can Brad hear it?
Brad, hear what?
Us talking.
Oh, Brad, can you hear me?
Are you close enough? I have
You
no
guys
idea
can't
what
hear
you
each
guys
other.
Are on the.
It's a one-way kind of thing.
Bro, okay, so this is fun. You're gonna play middleman, little kitty cat.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. So look, you're gonna tell. You're gonna tell Brad. It's gonna sound a bit crazy.
I
But
like
we
it.
need to go right into that living storm.
Brad.
Yo, whoa!
In your
Whoa!
Drive right into the storm.
And I'm gonna look at you.
You're doing the.
Yes.
Brad's just gonna like point there and be like, "What?"
Yes.
I'm
No,
going to.
no.
Okay.
So Snow can read lips. It's like,
I need you to make another survival check.
Okay.
With advantage. You got the bird stuff.
Okay.
Bird's helping drive.
Oh, not much though. That is a 13.
you want to use your inspiration.
Okay.
We got
Just
one
use
left. I used them last time when we were being attacked, but I'll save it for something dangerous if there is anything.
So from the center of this swirling elemental thing, it looks around, it sees the ship coming at you, and it goes, "Ah!" and just launches enormous screaming force gale wind at the airship.
Is it a spell?
Nope.
That's just its lungs, baby.
Yep. And it hits you from a mile away.
Oh boy. Okay.
And
What is that?
Can we try something before that?
everybody on deck make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, this is gonna be
Oh,
great.
Brad falls right on his tuchus.
Zakir can do that.
Oh no.
Agility.
net 20.
Nice.
Even if I
24.
threw in acrobatics,
There you go.
which is pretty high, I would still be like an 11.
Not gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink on this one.
28.
Yeah, I think I'll mug this one as well.
Nice.
19, bro.
That was an amazing mug. Okay, 19.
Mug it.
Yeah. It went from a 10 to a 19.
Nice.
How'd you do, Alden?
13? It was
13.
better than without bugging it.
Oh no.
I
Okay.
rolled real bad the first time.
Maybe I can.
What'd you get?
How's the
Maybe I
seven?
can catch you.
Oh, no.
I still have fly,
27.
right?
Anybody,
Yeah, it
have-
says in the 10.
anybody over 21 or better?
Total's 27.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
you get a natural. Okay, you guys, you brace against it, but the big guys are like bracing against a screaming force, thunderous gale that crackles of lightning through it, and it's not just like whee.
You're like Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
Screaming at the.
The rest of us are like Muppets.
everyone else, you take 22 thunder damage,
Oh!
and you are thrown 60 feet backwards.
So we're all into the rail or off the ship?
Yeah, you guys are moved 60 feet into the rails, so you all take an additional. I'm gonna say because the deck's not that long.
How much damage?
Another 14 bludgeoning damage,
I'm gonna die.
36 total.
and I need the rest of you who failed the check to make another dexterity saving throw. Make sure you're not blowing off the ship.
Oh, delicious.
Oh jeez.
All right.
Wait.
Oh
Can I
no,
use flying to stay on the ship?
that was not
No.
good.
No, okay.
No,
Oh,
sorry.
wait,
blown
so-
off the ship.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
blown off the ship.
This is another dex.
Well, because since you are flying, if you get thrown off the ship, you can yeah.
I think you just can't cancel.
What was the,
No,
the
I
thunder?
took damage.
The thunder
Make
damage?
concentration.
22 thunder damage.
22. Okay, I'm
Concentration save.
gonna use a
Yeah,
reaction
me
to
too, but
relevance,
we're
and
going
those
on a
half
trip.
that.
10
It's 11.
minimum.
Well, I rolled.
Or
Remember, Nola's plus 4.
constitution of the amount of
Wait,
damage.
Anolo's got a plus 4 to us?
I believe.
I've
Those
got
guys,
plus
right?
4 to
Yeah.
all saving
27. Now,
throws.
how do I have to make a concentration?
Plus,
save.
plus,
To make it
wait.
fly.
Do we get plus?
You also
yeah, you
get
do.
magical resistances, bro.
So
Wait a minute.
hold on. You took 36
I
damage
said-
total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a which is a Constitution save.
Does it have to be 36?
No.
Quick question.
I noted it.
Quick
yeah.
question. My aura not only gives plus 4 to saves, but also magic resistance, so that should be halved.
If it's magic.
Yes.
I don't.
It's not
Oh, it's
magic.
not magic.
It's not
It's
magic.
magic
It's
damage,
just
isn't it?
elemental.
It's not.
force.
This is not. This is an ability. This isn't magic.
Constitution save is 10.
No, you've lost concentration.
Wait,
on
I'm gonna
fly.
mug it.
Okay.
Mug.
19.
There you go.
You succeed.
Mug 6.
You're still. You feel your body just levitating above the ground, and Soot's out there going. Ah!
Oh, I'm gone.
You're gone.
I used that bardic inspiration
Okay.
to not get thrown off the
So
ship.
5.
It's a big
What are our dex saves here?
5.
5. Yeah. Boof! You're blown. You hit the rail. You tumble over, and you're off. Or just laughing
Nice
hysterically.
skyway blasted.
9.
Yeah. You hit the
Wait,
rail,
He
and
was
you.
inside.
He's
He
inside.
was underneath.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
inside.
So wait, do I
You just
still
have-
get thrown around then, or?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
You
If
get-
you're inside, I read on the deck.
Oh,
Okay. Then no.
I didn't even
You
think
don't
about
take
it.
damage. Okay. Good.
Oh,
Wow.
you're
Forgot he
Thank
was
you.
down in the-
I didn't even think.
Okay,
Wow. Thanks, guys.
You were
I
lucky.
held onto that steering wheel
Yeah,
like
that was
nobody's business.
good
I got
call.
a 19.
Awesome. Okay. And you guys-
27.
27. Yeah. You're save as well. So
I rolled a 12.
Oh no, Alvin to 12.
Alvin,
Yeah,
you see
well,
little Alvin fly back, hit the railing, and just tumble out over behind the airship with Soot.
Can I try
I
to catch
would,
him?
I would very much
not
like
yet,
fly
but,
over
like,
the
I'm
edge
gonna
of a
fly.
giant
Yeah.
eagle and
He's
try
wild
and
shape.
catch
Oh,
Soot.
He's got wild shape.
Ooh.
He's turned into a giant eagle.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, it's so cool.
So
Hey,
after you
Alvin.
fly out, you're like, ah, and you're like, screw this. You just turn into a giant eagle.
I'm just like, ah, so cool.
And majestically fly back up, and you catch back up in with a formation with the airship. And that's where we're gonna leave it tonight.
Not bad.
I think it sounds like a giant elemental Quetzalcoatl or something.
Sounds
I've
like,
been dying to use this thing. This thing's awesome.
You know what it looks like in my mind is Breath of the Wild dragons. You know when you showed the one who's like swooping around doing that stuff, I was like, yeah, that's totally the one from that
We
bridge.
did it on an almost literal cliffhanger. I like it.
Yeah. Almost.
Yeah.
It would have been
Cool.
amusing
I like
to lose
it
Sid on his
too,
first
so-
adventure, though.
Huh?
Hi, I'm gonna join the party. Oh, I feel it's my
Dude,
dude on the
this is
first
the
event.
best thing
Hey, guys,
that's
let's
ever
go
happened
home.
to
Get
Sid.
back off the ship. Ah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, no, this is great. He loves this.
Cool. All right,
Yeah,
bye,
I can-
internet. Thank you for
Alright,
watching.
later,
Thank you,
dudes.
everybody.
The shenanigans continue next week.